Hello, happy Thursday again. I wanted to share today a little bit about how my spiritual experience and like the reality of divine love and God kind of differed from what you might have expected if you've been to like religious services or like spent a lot of time in houses of worship, depending on what kind. I'm just thinking of the kinds I've been to, which is like Reform and Conservative Synagogue and like Methodist and Episcopal Church. So maybe you've gone to different kinds, but first the word God, like it can be triggering for some people. When I use the word, I know like some people resonate with it, some people don't. I do try to encompass every like every word when I say it because it is so much more than a word. It was like divine love, presence, creator, Christ consciousness, like universe, whatever like words that you would like that's what it was. But because I was writing my journal, Dear God, it was like that's kind of locked me into using that word a lot when I talk about my experience. I was writing Dear God. I wasn't writing Dear Universe or Dear Creator or Dear Love. I don't know if that's why, I don't know if that affected the nature of my experience. And obviously, when I share about these kind of experiences, it's from a perspective that I have definitely decided it was a real, true experience in my life. If you want to go back to referring to like how I decided that, I'll link another video in my comments or in my description. Um, when I share about it, I kind of go deep about it because A, I'm analyzing it for myself, but also I would love for you guys to have these experiences. I do believe we're all, I hope, approaching a time when many people will be having these experiences. I've been noticing it in my work. Many people are having spiritual experiences, and it brings up a million questions. I thought about these questions for a really long time, like over 15 years. So when I share, it's like from that perspective, and I hope that it helps you, even though it seems like I'm just analyzing ad nauseum my small spiritual experiences. I hope that really this is helpful for you as you go through your own experiences or as you think about the nature of God or love or reality. Um, that's why I do this. Also, it's fun. So, anyway, back to okay, I do use the word God because that's what I was writing in my journal, but please use the word that resonates for you if that word is difficult. I know it can be. I've said it before, but I never had a traumatic experience in religion. I only had like really fun experiences in religion, which I know is kind of like different, especially in the spiritual world. So I'm thankful for that. But that's like when I use that word, it's just because like it was always like, but a lot of the time, okay, so when I people would like talk to me about what God was, I don't really share about this part a lot, but after my experience ended, I dated a fair amount of religious guys because I was like trying to make sense, like, was this real? Was this not? And they would like start to go off on these things. I would be like, God's not like that. Like I don't know why you're thinking it's like this big thing. It's like dramatic. It was, and I mean, we were dating, so it wasn't like that bad, but we kind of get in fights about it. Like not really, but it just seems like there was just so much more drama in religion than like what my experience was. Um, so my experience was just like so gentle. The light that came to me the first night was like so loving, so peaceful. The only part that was scary about it was that my ego was really scared to be like seen, I guess, or like dissolved because it saw past my ego and my ego self. It was a very visceral experience in my life. Um, but other than that, it was just like peaceful and loving. There was no like intermediary. There was no, I didn't have to like say a bunch of fancy things. I didn't have to like do anything special. It was just like God's love was there in my life. I just needed to let it in, needed to let that love in and really just be loved. That was like the biggest part of my experience. So when I was thinking about sharing it, when I was like kind of scared to share it, it was like, yeah, that's kind of crazy. Like I wrote that in my journal and I saw light and I felt angels and I saw light coming out of everyone. Like that's kind of intense sounding, but it didn't feel intense. It felt really peaceful and it felt really natural. To the point that I just only wanted to go live in that world forever and ever. I did not want to be on the planet anymore. It definitely seemed like God's world was 1 million times better than this world. Um, But I think I've said this before, the point is to bring that light, that love, all that beauty down into us, out into the world. Um, so yeah, when I think about it in an when I think about talking about it, it does sound intense. And people always ask me why I think that happened to me and it doesn't happen to other people who devote their lives to God. And I don't know why. Part of it is I do think I was really traumatized. And I think I've read and been, or I've been told, actually, I was told this by the shaman, that when the physical world doesn't take care of you, the spiritual world does. So I think, and I was pretty disembodied and I'd been doing a lot of healing. And I think I was just partially on the other side. I started seeing auras around people in high school because I think I was just so like over there. um, and then anyway, so that, and yeah, it wasn't really intense. Like, yeah, I saw a light. Yes, I felt angels around me as like as real people. Um, but it just felt really gentle and it didn't feel like bad or scary. It felt like amazing and fully loving. So I don't know why religion has to be so different about stuff. I mean, I'm not trying to talk. I mean, I'm pretty religious. Like, I'll be honest. Like, I do come from like Jewish and Christian family that's pretty religious. I've spent a fair amount of time in church and synagogue. I really do like it. I've only met nice people in those places, and I feel they're very sincere. At least the ones I've been to, and it's like, but also it's not as intense as it sounds. Like when you read about God in those places or they talk about it, it just seems like it's something really far away. It seems like it's something like none of us can access. But sometimes I'm like, hello, everyone, it's right here. Let's just like realize it. And I sometimes I really just want to get up and tell people that. Like in the middle of the service, but I don't do that. I just put it on YouTube. So anyway, yeah, I think it's a very real experience in our lives, and it's just a very soft, gentle love, and it will happen in the way that's right for you. It does not have to be the many different facets of my experience. Um, I always laugh like that angel dream at the end was one of the more profound parts of it because it went from me seeing light in other people, seeing a light above my bed, like having these experiences of timelines, and then that last dream was like the light came into me and it was like I was talking to this angel. I was complaining about life. I was still just being myself. That was the whole point. God loved me as I was. I wasn't a holy person. It was like I was a grad student in New York and I made a big promise and God answered in a way that was right for me, including me thinking an angel was going to be my boyfriend. Like that was real for me because I was 28 and single. But it was like I just felt the love coming so much into my heart. And it just was like a real heart opening experience. And it was just very gentle. And it was like seeing me completely as exactly as I was, exactly who I was. And it was so simple. So I hope you can feel that too. And I hope that me talking about my experience helps you make sense of your own experiences or even open the door to have your own experiences, whatever they may be. They'll be perfect for you. It's really just about you knowing how loved you are exactly as you are. You do not have to be different. That's one big thing I learned is that I was not a holy person. I was not a monk. I was not a nun. I made a big promise and God answered it. Um, to me, the graduate student who'd been traumatized, whose favorite thing is to hang out with my friends, like, and like, it was just like exactly right for me. And it just showed me that I was completely loved and seen and cared for. So I hope that that can be an experience in your life too. And it doesn't have to be a big deal. And that's why using the word God's kind of intense because it makes it sound like it's a big deal, but it was just love. It's just very loving and peaceful and really just nice. I think that's all I was going to say. I had one more thing. Oh, yeah, the last thing was that I do sometimes feel like when the light came into my room, it was very curious about me because I feel like I made a mistake. I would call myself the accidental mystic because I think maybe 1% of my life path was this. And I like, because I just decided to heal, it was like leading me towards like a funnel of spiritual experience. I didn't have to make that promise. I feel like there was just something moving in the air that night and I got a little taken over and I like made this big promise and I do feel like the angels were like, "Hey, someone went rogue down there. Like someone go help her." And they were like, how can we use this unholy person for like teaching or whatever?" I don't know. Maybe it was supposed to be part of my life plan, but it definitely didn't seem like it. I definitely still am a regular person, but I just had a visceral, real life knowing of God's love and of angels and of light in people and psychic dreams and all that stuff that started the week of my spiritual experience. It's truly real. I wouldn't be talking about it if I had not decided it was real. I didn't talk about it for a long time because I wasn't sure if I thought it was real. Obviously, now I decided it is real, and I am going to share about it as much as I can or as much as y'all want me to. So go have your own beautiful spiritual experiences. They'll be just right for you. You do not have to change. The best thing to do is open your heart and like open it to love and just let your life be changed by it. Super, super powerful. That's it. I love y'all a lot. I hope you have the best day, best weekend, and I will see you all the other times. Bye.